The Toronto Marlies on the ice in two groups this morning here at the Ricoh Coliseum as they get ready for their game against Rochester on Saturday. That game goes at 5 o'clock. First it was the forwards who stepped in, and then they went off to yoga. The guys coming out of yoga and onto the ice were the defensemen. Stu Percy joins that group, fresh down from the Toronto Maple Leafs. That means Blake Kessel went back to the Orlando Solar Bears. And we talked a little bit with Derek King and Stuart Percy about his return to the Marlies. Stuart, you get an opportunity with the Leafs to start out the season. What was the experience like?
It was great for sure. It was, training camp's always a great experience, and just tried to make the most out of that. And I was fortunate enough to, make the opening night roster, and it's definitely pretty cool being a Leaf for a bit for sure.
Is it strange to see all the coverage around you and to see your name in the paper that much and covered on TV and talked about so much?
Yeah, it's definitely different. Something that, I guess being a first-round pick, you get talked about a little bit, but once you play, they're all over you, and it was great that I had some positive, articles written about me.
You get sent back here to the Marlies. What was the thought process, and what did they say to you coming down?
They didn't say too much. I think they didn't want to play 7D, and it's pretty tough to get into a groove with all defensemen if you're playing 7 defensemen. So they just said, go down, keep working hard, keep improving on your game, and hopefully we'll see you, sometime again this year.
That's the message from them. What's the message that you take about the competition level there, and whether obviously you can play there, and what you need to do here? Do you feel?
I think it's just consistency day to day. I think in the NHL it's trying to be consistent every day, and working hard day in and day out. And guys are so good up there and so professional, and you just gotta learn from that and try to apply it down here for sure.
I think how we finished up last year, especially playing with Peter Granberg, it was a nice pairing out there. So hopefully he's a real professional, and he's got a great attitude, and I think he understands what's going on. And he's changed some people's thoughts on him, how he can play up at that level. So it's good to have him back. It's going to be nice for the power play, get him a lot of power play time, and maybe help us get our power play back where it should be. And he's just going to be a solid addition.
Can you speak to what he brings as far as that hockey sense or smart that people talk about?
Yeah, it's exactly what you just said. He's one of the very few guys I've had over the years being with the Marlies that can play that style of game. He just seems to have eyes in the back of his head. You can see him when he goes back for a puck. He already knows what he wants to do, and for the most part, he makes the play. And he's good at those little pass out of the corner to our low centerman, and he's got great instinct on power plays too, when to slide it over to, say, a Spencer Abbott, or when to get that shot through. And I'm looking forward to learning from him, actually working with the D, and hopefully he doesn't, next time he goes up, he doesn't come back at all.
Josh, you went through almost the exact same thing as Stu Percy just went through. Any thoughts or advice you could give him on the send-down process?
I think he's just got to keep his head up. He had a good 7 games there, so I think he's just going to come down here, play with some confidence, and hopefully they call him up soon.
Little reminder there from Josh Leivo as he went through the same thing last year. He got sent down just a few games into the season, and look at what a season he had. 20 goals, first Marley rookie to come up with 20 goals over the course of a season. And we head into our next game, the Rochester Americans, at 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. And then it's on the road for most of November, starting with a Texas, San Antonio, Oklahoma City trip for the Marlies next week.